Alright everybody, welcome back to a new video. The Eagles are 2-0 and I could not be more frustrated. And you're probably thinking, Jake, why? They're 2-0. The goal in football is to win games. You're being spoiled. They just won the Super Bowl. And my response to that is, I don't give a shit. I explicitly said before this season started, I said, I can handle the defense not being good. I can handle them losing games early on. The one thing that I will not stand for is the offense being completely incompetent like it was at times last year, given the talent level of this roster. And you know what? It hasn't been. It has been even worse. Somehow it has been worse than the offense in 2023, which relied so heavy on deep balls and no intermediate routes. It has been worse than the offense last year, which I gave them a pass because they had injuries early on, and other times it was just stale concepts, but it wasn't bad. Now Kevin Petullo and Nick Sirianni have put together an offense that is, and I don't say this with hyperbole, this is a middle school offense. A middle school offense with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, the best O-line in the league. They've run about 5 different plays. It was stale before with Kellen Moore. There's this revisionist history that, Kellen Moore was some big loss. The offense, the passing offense at least last year, was mostly bad and inconsistent. This year it is downright atrocious. Jalen Hurts does not have a single passing touchdown. He's averaging about 5.5 yards per attempt. He doesn't attempt passes more than 5 yards down the field. A.J. Brown only runs slants. He has about 5 receptions for 35 yards. Devontae has like 6 or 7 for 60-something yards. It's an absolute disaster all around. Anytime they're under center, they don't run play-action pass. It's always a run. Anytime they're in shotgun or the pistol, it's a pass. There is nothing creative about the passing game. There's bad passing offenses, and then there's this, and it's completely inexcusable. How is it that the Detroit Lions lost Ben Johnson, who was supposedly one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, and within 2 weeks, they have managed to put up 50 points? And for the Eagles, it's like a chore to score 30. The problem, and listen, I'll say this. Last year when this happened, everybody started to blame Jalen, and I was starting to think maybe he's not the quarterback that can take us to the promised land, and maybe they're running this simplified offense because of Jalen Hurts. But now we saw him excel once you opened up the playbook. We saw him win a Super Bowl. That argument no longer has a leg to stand on. He's not the one holding the offense back. It's very clear when he's the one struggling. We saw it last year early on when there was injuries, and we saw it later on in the playoff game against Los Angeles. Granted, it was snowing, so I give him a pass. And at the end of the season against the Carolina Panthers. This year, it's impossible to even evaluate him because this offense is trash. To me, it looks like he's even gotten better. He's going through his progressions quicker. And his pocket presence is better. But it's just impossible to analyze anybody in the offense because they're not being asked to do anything. Everything is just a screen pass or a dump-off pass. I mean, granted, their play calls against the blitz was better, so I'll give them credit for that. It's not like the Ben Johnson era in 2023. But this offense is pathetic. And all these excuses from people on Eagles Twitter, winning is the most important thing. But winning like this is not sustainable. Are you telling me that during the game when you're watching this atrocity, you're clapping and saying, this is okay, this is awesome, we're going to win the game? No. It's almost as if Nick Sirianni, he always preaches, turnovers cost you games. It's about winning the turnover battle. That's fine, but you don't need to play scared. I mean, Jalen Hurts isn't like Eli Manning. He's not going to throw 4 interceptions in a game. I understand you don't trust him like Mahomes or Burrow to drop back 50 times and throw. That's fine. But you're allowed to throw more than 5 yards down the field. You can't just rely on these dink and dunks and these runs to get you down the field and score. It's not a consistent way of winning football in 2025, if ever. I mean, it's atrocious. The game was, listen, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 2-0. That's fine. So they have time to work this out. But it should never be this bad in the first place. I mean, I thought the defense was going to take time and be slow to get things going. But Vic Fangio can make an in-game adjustment from the booth to his defense full of young players quicker than we can make an adjustment in the offensive passing game, which has been shit for the most part for 3 years. And you can't blame the quarterback anymore. Because before it was, oh, every time the offense is bad, it kind of looks the same. Well, this offense does not look the same as it did with Ben Johnson. It doesn't even look the same as it did when it looked bad with Kellen Moore. This is a whole new, different type of bad. I don't know. I'm sick of hearing that it's okay because they're winning games. And Jalen Hurts is 18-1 in his last game. I don't care. This is not acceptable for the NFL in 2025. You have this loaded roster, and it's like, I don't know. It's like it's impossible to complete a pass more than 5 yards down the field. It's just pathetic. And it's like I'm not even like happy with the win. I'm like more relieved. I just want to win where my quarterback can throw a passing touchdown or we can complete a ball down the field, and like our offensive coordinator doesn't look like a total dumbass. Is it that much? Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. Maybe it is. All I know is against the Rams, every time there was a bad game last year, they had a good passing game, and it's like, oh, is that what you wanted to see? Yeah, it's what we want to see every week. You don't need to throw 30 times. When you do throw, it should be more efficient and effective than what it's been. It's just been an absolute disgrace. We shouldn't have to deal with this terrible offensive start every year. I'm glad they're 2-0 instead of 0-2, but this is, like, what are you doing in training camp? And, like, I don't even know. Anyway, the Eagles are 2-0. They face the Rams this week. Maybe I'll make a video about previewing the game. All I know is the offense, the passing offense has to be better. It's inexcusable. Run something other than a slant or a wide receiver screen. Or just use play action. I mean, for Christ's sake. Nick Sirianni, this is another thing. This video could go on for hours. Nick Sirianni said in his press conference, people need to stop criticizing Jalen Hurts. First of all, no educated Eagles fan is criticizing him. We're criticizing Nick Sirianni, so we're criticizing him. Second of all, he said, he's got one of the best deep balls in the NFL. I agree. So why isn't he allowed to throw more than 5 yards down the field? Seriously, I don't know. It's just frustrating. I understand it's early in the season, but this is unacceptable. It's one thing if Jalen just plays bad, but let your quarterback play. Let your wide receivers run different routes. It's just pathetic. They need to get their head out of their asses. They need to get it fixed quickly. Because Sunday's going to be a tough game against a good 2-0 Rams team. So win or lose, they need to figure that out. So we'll see how that progresses. I'll see you guys next time. I've been rambling long enough. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you next time.